Everyone, so let's talk about Bitcoin. So we're going to have a Bitcoin breakdown and look at my chart. Yung chart na to, it's very familiar. If you were watching my previous video, ito yung chart ko dati. Kasi dati, na-mention ko na once na pumunta si Bitcoin sa 120 up to 130k or maybe 137k, the price might reverse na. So it might be the maximum all-time high for Bitcoin. At nabanggit ko rin na yung 200k, it is currently impossible. Now, to make this video short, let's analyze Bitcoin's current structure. So as you can see, nung hinit niya to, the market dumps, right? So let's analyze the Bitcoin right now. So as you can see here, medyo complicated yung market actually. So lipat tayo sa ibang chart. So maybe we can use this one. Alright. So this is much cleaner compared to sa kanina. So I will try to explain it in a very simple way para maintindihan ng mga newbies. So as you can see here, nagkaroon tayo ng massive dump to the downside, right? So you can see a major sell-off here. Bakit nga ba nangyari to? So dito, nagkaroon tayo ng major sell-off because Trump, nagkaroon ng threat si Trump to impose an additional 100% tariff on China that caused that huge week on Bitcoin. So ito yung huge week na yon. And that's the main catalyst behind the bearish move. But as you can see, surprisingly, the price quickly recovered. At dito sa part na to, Bitcoin's 19 million leverage wipeout has left the market in the reset mode. And as you can see, if you're going to watch or if you're going to look at SUI, from $3, naging $0.5 yung kanyang price when the market dumps. So, ang laki. Imagine, SUI is a very large altcoin cap, tapos ganun yung dump niya. What more do sa mid or maybe low market cap? So, this was the largest liquidation event in history, making the COVID crash liquidation looks like a joke. Now, that causes a huge wick. So, in terms of technicals, itong huge wick na to, this is what we call the RB, or the rejection block, right? So now let's explain what is rejection block. So block, it is concept in smart money concept. So the rejection block usually forms when the price makes a sharp rejection. As you can see here, the price causes a sharp rejection, right? From a level of maybe previous high or low imbalance or order block, right? And as you can see here, we have underlying liquidity here. So we have unequal lows, right? And the price sweep it. So itong candle na to, it is the last opposing candle before the strong move becomes our rejection block. It can be the last bearish candle before a bullish impulsive movement, or vice versa if the scenario is bullish, right? So as you can see here, it shows where institutions previously absorbed liquidity and reverse the market. Now, in my case, I believe na kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng rejection block, the price usually goes dun sa kahit maybe 0.5 level ng rejection block. And as you can see here, pumunta siya dun sa 0.5 rejection block. Kung makikita nyo. Although, solid yung reaction niya kasi binabagsak pa rin niya until now. Pero as you can see here, bumalik siya sa 0.5 level. Before that, let's talk about my favorite indicator of all time, which is the moving average, right? So again, I'm using moving average 100 tsaka 200, right? So, ito yung favorite moving average ko every time na nagko-conduct ako ng technical analysis. Okay? So, what's the core idea here? I use moving average 100 and 200 kapag yung coin or the coin have existed for years. For example, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, XRP. Gumagamit ako ng MA100 and 200, especially on higher time frame. Kasi they have a lot of historical data, which consists of thousands of candles. So, let's say, the moving average 100 or 200 on higher time frames, or maybe higher time frame like 1D or 1 week, it will gives a real and statistically solid trends. Kasi yung mga moving average na yon, it can act as a strong dynamic support or resistance kasi a lot of institutional traders watch them, right? So, yung orange natin dito, it's moving average 100. Tapos yung green natin is moving average 200. Okay? So, ano naman kapag, for example, si Aster yung trade natin? For example, 4 hour or maybe 1 day. Are you going to use moving average 100 or 200? For me, no. Kasi, use higher moving average on new coins kasi for coins that are only a few days old or weeks old, they don't have enough data yet. Kasi yung a moving average 200 period on a coin with only, let's say, for example, 50 candles, it means 150 of those points are empty or inaccurate. Diba? So, it will lag badly or will give you a false signals because it's trying to average the data that doesn't exist. So why will you use a higher time frame on a coin na bago pa lang or for example weeks old like Aster? So if you're going to trade Aster, maybe you can use MA9 and 21. It depends on your perspective. Pero don't use a higher moving average sa mga coins na super bago pa lang. So, let's go back to our Bitcoin analysis here. So, kung makikita nyo, yung dump na yon, it is supported by moving average 200. Diba? Sinuport niya, respect ng price yung MA200. But, diba, usually pag nagkakaroon tayo ng huge week, usually, binabawi niya. Pero, hindi naman niya binawi until all-time high. So, nagpunta siya around this area, pero hinarang siya ng MA100. Diba? As you can see, the moving average, they can act as a strong resistance or support. And this time, si MA100 yung bumangga, tapos MA200 yung sumalo. And let's go back to 4-hour time frame. Kung makikita nyo, clear din na binabangga ng MA200 yung area na to. Right? So, this is MA200. Kanina, sa daily, it's the orange one. Pero dito, MA200 sa 4-hour, binangga din niya. You can see how they overlap, no? So, balik ulit tayo sa daily time frame. Let's go back to the rejection block. Now, yung rejection block, kung hindi kayo familiar masyado sa rejection block, it is, or when the price makes a sharp rejection from a level. So, yun yung pinaka-meaning nun. Now, I want you to analyze why the price returns to the 0.5 level of the rejection block or yung kalahati ng wick. So, as you can see here, binangga ng MA100 yung price ng Bitcoin, then it dumps, no? Pero yung dump na yun, of course, it has catalyst, which is yung mga patama ni Trump against China and so on. So, nagkakagulo na. So, the market is very, 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 very manipulated right now. When the price leaves the rejection block, it often retraces back to the 0.5 level, right? As you can see here, it goes back to 0.5 level of the block because dito, that's where those unfilled orders may remain and the institutions often mitigate their previous positions before continuing the move. So when it returns to 0.5 or maybe 0.618 and respects it, you will get a massive reversal or continuation dun sa original direction. But the main question here is, what if the price keeps dumping through the rejection block? Let's say if the price doesn't respect the 0.5 level or maybe the 0.618 or maybe the block entirely, then it means the rejection block failed, right? The rejection block failed. That means the liquidity has been fully consumed and there are no remaining buy orders defending that area. So maybe the smart money may have shifted direction, turning that order turning that, the old rejection block into a breaker block or a supply zone. Now, how will you react when the rejection block fails? So maybe you can wait for a market structure or break of structure confirmation in the new direction, or paano naman kapag nagdire-diretso to tapos hindi sinalo ng market itong rejection block. For example, binasag talaga. So, saan tayo ngayon maghahanap ng support, right? So, as you can see here, we have unfilled fair value gap here. Yan. So, we have a failed order block here somewhere, I think somewhere 95 until 98, right? 95 to 98. And then, we can use also the Fibonacci retracement. So, we can use the 0.5 to 0.618, right? So, ang pinaka, ko dito will be the 0.5 level, tsaka yung 0.618. Now, kapag bunutas ng market itong 100K without any sign of maybe, yung parang nagkakaroon siya ng reaction sa area na yon, tapos parang diniretso lang din, ang next stop nun will be at 94 until 98K, right? So, somewhere here, 98 to 94K might be the strongest support na pwedeng kunin ni Bitcoin, right? So, the 0.618, which is the golden ratio, or the golden retracement zone, we can also use it as support, no? It is followed by some PD arrays na nakikita natin dito. And also, as far as I know, I think we have a CME gap around 94K. So, we can use it as extra confluence. Hopefully, the market will respect it. And only bullish catalyst na nakikita ko right now is once nagkaroon ng rate cut ang Fed. Hopefully, yun yung mangyari. And I think it will push the market, not totally in a bullish way, pero magkakaroon tayo ng retracement. And I think yung retracement na yun will be for some cut loss, maybe. So, if you're into spot, maybe you can do some cut loss or set SL kung saan kayo comfortable. At huwag kayo masyado mag-hopium. If loss talaga, then it's a loss. Then accept it and have some cut loss.